Hey guys, it's Kerry. Lots of interesting sea animals today. Marine mammals are classified into 4 different taxonomic groups. Cetaceans, which are your whales, dolphins and porpoises. Pinnipeds, which are seals, sea lions and walrus. Sirenians, which are the manatees and dugongs. And marine fissipeds, which are polar bears and sea otters. Sea turtle. Unlike other turtles, sea turtles cannot retract their flippers and head into their shells. Their streamlined shells and large paddle-shaped flippers make them very agile and graceful swimmers. In the water, their rear flippers are used as rudders for steering. The 7 existing species of sea turtles are the flatback, green, hawksbill, leatherback, loggerhead, Kemp's ridley and olive ridley sea turtles. Female sea turtles only come to shore every couple of years to lay eggs. Leatherback turtle. It is the largest of all living turtles and the heaviest non-crocodilian reptile. Reaching lengths of up to 1.8 metres, which is nearly 6 feet, weighing 500 kilograms. They are easy to recognise. Instead of having a bony shell, their carapace is covered by oily flesh and flexible leather-like skin. Kemp's ridley sea turtle. It has a triangular-shaped head with a slightly hooked beak. Adults are generally a greyish-green colour on top with a pale yellowish bottom shell. Kemp's ridley hatchling. They reach maturity between 7 and 15 years of age. Each of the front flippers has 1 claw, while the back flippers may have 1 or 2. Olive ridley sea turtle. It has a slightly slimmer carapace than the Kemp's ridley sea turtle. It is the second smallest sea turtle and the most abundant one. Red-eared slider turtle. They have poor hearing but good vision and are very sensitive to vibrations. When startled or threatened, they will quickly slide off rocks or logs back into the water. Hawksbill sea turtle. They have a narrow pointed beak which gives them their name. They also have a distinctive pattern of overlapping scales on their shells that form a serrated look on the edges. They are found in the world's tropical oceans and predominantly in coral reefs. They feed mainly on sponges by using their narrow pointed beaks. Loggerhead sea turtle. They have large heads with powerful jaws. Their carapace is slightly heart-shaped and reddish-brown in adults and subadults. The plastron or bottom shell is generally a pale yellowish colour. Saw shark has a unique long saw-like rostrum edged with sharp teeth which they use to slash and disable their prey. They typically feed on small fish, squid and crustaceans depending on the species. Koi fish. They are a relatively small member of the carp family. They feed on benthic organisms and plants. Their length is usually up to about 28 centimetres, and they are found in brackish and fresh waters, drainage ditches, lakes and rivers. In many places, they spread from Asia throughout the world. Clawed lobster. Lobsters scavenge for dead animals but also eat live fish, small mollusks and other bottom-dwelling invertebrates and seaweed. Lobsters have compound eyes on movable stalks, 2 pairs of long antennae and several pairs of swimming legs or swimmerets on the elongated abdomen. A flipper-like muscular tail is used for swimming. Flexure of the tail and abdomen propel the animal backward. The spiny lobster does not have the large claws and are marketed as lobster tail for human consumption. Sally Lightfoot crab can run very fast, leap, jump, and appear to dance among the lava rocks. Blue crab, they are strong swimmers, largely due to their 5th pair of legs, which are shaped much like paddles. Dungeness crab, mature crabs, have a carapace width of 25 centimetres or 10 inches. King crab. Many species are widely caught and sold as food, the most common being the red king crab. Moray eel. They can inflict a very painful bite which causes extensive bleeding. This is because they have teeth that jut backwards so that prey cannot easily escape. They also have a second set of jaws known as the pharyngeal jaws. Queen triggerfish. They can grow to 30 centimetres and weigh up to 5.5 kilograms. Giant squid. They can grow up to 13 metres in length, although scientists think there may be some 20-metre ones deep in the ocean. What would happen if you were attacked by a giant squid? Well, it's going to drag you down into the deep water where it feels safe from its own predators. Because it's so fast, you would definitely struggle with the changing pressure and your eardrums could certainly burst. This speedy whiplash may also break some of your bones from the giant squid holding you so tight. Ammonite. They are a group of extinct cephalopods related to modern-day nautilus. They are frequently found as fossils in marine rocks dating from the Devonian period, which was around 419 million years ago. Nautilus. They swim around the ocean using jet propulsion and capturing prey with their tentacles. Flying fish builds up speed underwater, swimming towards the surface with its fins folded tightly. Upon breaking the surface, the fish spreads its enlarged fins and glides. Thresher shark. Sometimes they use their scythe-like tail to thresh the water and stun prey. Megalodon is the world's largest fish and the largest marine predator to have ever lived. It was an apex predator and preyed upon fish and whales. Narwhal is a small toothed whale. Males possess a long straight tusk that projects forward from above the mouth. They lack a dorsal fin, and in adults the flippers are turned upwards at the tips. The tusk can grow to more than 3 meters and is grooved on the surface in a left-handed spiral. The underdeveloped right tooth in males and usually both teeth in females remains vestigial. Crocodile. They can better tolerate salt water due to specialized salt glands for filtering out salt. Their webbed feet help propel them through the water and also allow them to make fast turns and sudden moves or initiate swimming. Pufferfish can inflate into a ball shape to evade predators. The majority of pufferfish are toxic, with some among the most poisonous vertebrates in the world. Clown triggerfish is highly aggressive, so even large peaceful fish are likely to get bullied or attacked if it's in an aquarium. Largemouth bass uses its senses of hearing, sight, vibration and smell to attack and seize its prey. Plesiosaurs lived during the early part of the Jurassic period. Mosasaurs, they lived in the ocean. It's likely they preferred shallow waters for the abundant prey which could be found there. Their anatomy suggests that they would have also been excellent open water swimmers. By the end of the Cretaceous period, some mosasaurs had even adapted to freshwater environments. Hermit crab lives on intertidal rocky shores and in mangroves and estuaries. They are scavengers but may also feed on crabs and other live prey. They are unlike other crabs because their abdomen is not covered by an exoskeleton. It is soft and delicate. To overcome this problem, they use discarded snail shells for protection or whatever they can find. They need to molt to grow, so when their shell becomes too small, they need to search for another one. Sea star. It's an echinoderm and closely related to sea urchins and sand dollars. Most can regenerate damaged parts or lost arms, and they can even shed an arm as a means of defense. Basking shark. They swim through the ocean with their mouths open wide to take in the plankton-rich water as part of their feeding process. They filter the plankton out of the water, then close their mouths to expel the excess water through their gills. Boxfish. It can release a neurotoxin from its skin, which may prove lethal to other surrounding fish. Octopus. The typical octopus has a saccular body. The head is only slightly demarcated from the body, and it has large complex eyes and 8 contractile arms. Each arm bears 2 rows of fleshy suckers that are capable of great holding power. The arms are joined at their bases by a web of tissues known as the skirt, at the center which lies the mouth. The mouth has a pair of sharp, horny beaks and a file-like organ called a radula for drilling shells and rasping away flesh. The octopus takes water into its mantle and expels the water after respiration through a short funnel or siphon. Most octopuses move by crawling along the bottom with their arms and suckers, though when alarmed they may shoot swiftly backwards by ejecting a jet of water from the siphon. When endangered, they eject an inky substance which is used as a screen while they escape. Elephant seal. It is a pinniped. They are gregarious animals named for their size and for the male's inflatable trunk-like snout. Manatee are any of the 3 species of slow-moving, shallow-water herbivorous mammals. They have a tapered body ending in a rounded flipper, no hind flippers. Dugong. Just like whales and dolphins, the dugong has a tapered body that ends in a deeply notched tail or fluke. Megalodon. Its teeth were triangular in shape, robust structure, large size, with fine serrations and a lack of lateral denticles. Goblin shark. Their rostrum is covered with special organs that help these sharks locate prey in the low light of their preferred habitat. Great white shark. Its diet includes fish, sea turtles, birds, sea lions, small whales, carcasses and ship's garbage. It has large, saw-edged triangular teeth and can reach a length of more than 6 meters. It is found in tropical and temperate regions of all oceans and is noted for its voracious appetite. White shark populations are frequently centered in highly productive temperate coastal waters. By that I mean water that has a lot of fish and marine mammals in it. Goliath groper. The lower jaw has 3 to 5 rows of teeth with no front canines, typically preying on slow-moving fish and crustaceans. Trilobite means 3 lobes. They are one of the earliest known groups of arthropods. Belemnite is an extinct order of squid-like cephalopod that existed from the late Triassic to the late Cretaceous. Orthoceras. They are slender, elongate shells with the middle of the body chamber transversely constricted. What is a marine mammal? They must breathe air through lungs, warm-blooded, have hair at some point during their life, and produce milk to suckle their young, while also living most or all of their lives in or very near the ocean. Kronosaurus was a marine reptile. It was also a pliosaur. It had an elongated head, a short neck, a stiff body propelled by 4 flippers, and a relatively short tail. Frogfish. They are small, short, and stocky, and sometimes covered in spinels and other appendages to aid in camouflage. The camouflage aids in protection from predators and enables them to lure prey. Coelacanth. They like to move with the current and drift through the water. Their paired fins stabilize movement through the water. Piranha. They have a single row of sharp teeth in both jaws. The teeth are tightly packed and interlocking. Catfished are named after their prominent barbels which resemble a cat's whiskers. Salmon. They are anadromous, which means they hatch in fresh water, migrate to the ocean, then return to fresh water to reproduce. Their homing behaviour has been shown to depend on olfactory memory. Cephalopods could grow to a length of 5 meters. It was a predatory marine bony fish that lived during the late Cretaceous. Blue groper. They have stout bodies with peg-like teeth, heavy scales, a large tail, and quite thick lips. Killer whale. They are the largest extant members of the dolphin family. Males typically range up to 8 meters in length. Females are smaller. At birth, calves weigh around 180 kilograms. The killer whale's teeth are very strong and its jaws exert a powerful grip. The upper teeth fall into the gaps between the lower teeth when the mouth is closed. They have good sight above and below water, excellent hearing, and a good sense of touch. They have exceptionally sophisticated echolocation abilities, detecting the location and characteristics of prey and other objects in the water by emitting clicks and listening for echoes, as do other members of the dolphin family. Killer whales have a layer of insulating blubber up to 10 centimeters thick beneath their skin. Emperor penguin. Did you know penguins have knees? A penguin's leg is composed of a short femur, knee, tibia, and fibula. The upper leg bones are not visible as they are covered in feathers, giving penguins a very short-legged appearance. South African penguin. All penguins are expert divers. Rockhopper penguin. A penguin's black and white colouring is called counter shading. Polar bear. With reproduction, once the female trusts the male, she will allow him to mount her from behind. Copulation then carries on for several periods, sometimes in excess of 2 hours at a time for several days in a row. Male polar bears have a bone in their penis called a baculum, which helps support the penis, helping the male mate for a longer time. The act of mating causes the female to release an egg for internal fertilization. Males do have slightly longer hair than females at the tip of their penile sheaths, and females in turn have long vulvar hairs underneath their tails. Jellyfish. They only have one orifice which does both the job of mouth and anus. Reef squid. To devour prey, they have a strong beak which cuts the prey up and a raspy tongue. Walrus. Due to their size and long tusks, they only have two natural predators, killer whales and polar bears. Giant cuttlefish. Mating takes place with the cuttlefish linking their 8 arms and 2 tentacles for head-to-head contact, with the male slipping their sperm packets into the female's mouth and fertilizing her eggs. Cow-nosed ray. Rays and skates are dorsoventrally flattened fish that are closely related to sharks. Many rays have strong jaws that help them crush mollusks and crustaceans. Like sharks, rays don't have a swim bladder, but unlike sharks, they move their pectoral fins when they swim. Stingrays are docile creatures and only attack in self-defense. If you accidentally step on a stingray, partially buried in the sand, the frightened fish flips up its tail and will stab the unaware victim. Death is extremely rare and results not from the venom but from the puncture wound itself, if it's in the chest, abdomen or neck. Whale shark. It is a slow-moving, filter-feeding carpet shark and the largest known extant fish species. Whale sharks inhabit the open waters of all tropical oceans. They have very large mouths and are filter feeders, which is a feeding mode that occurs in only two other sharks, the megamouth shark and the basking shark. They feed almost exclusively on plankton and small fishes and pose no threat to humans. Unlike many other sharks, whale shark mouths are located at the front of the head rather than on the underside of the head. Right whale. They have very large sexual organs. When erect, their penis measures 4 meters or 12 feet. They have a pair of 1-ton testicles which produce about a gallon of sperm at capacity. This whale's penis is also surprisingly agile, controlled by 2 muscles anchored around the pelvis. They use their pelvis-powered prehensile penis to adapt to whatever the situation is. Arapaima. They are very aggressive, even towards their own kind. If not on the move, they may be seen resting on the bottom among plants or drifting near the surface. Anglerfish. They are bony fish, named for their characteristic mode of predation in which a modified luminescent fin acts as a lure for other fish. Coelacanths. They are nocturnal piscivores that feed mainly on benthic smaller fish and various cephalopods. They are passive drift feeders. Angel shark. Their unique features are the rounded tip of the nose, the 7 gills instead of 5, and only 1 dorsal fin. Anomalocaris. They are extinct. They are distantly related to modern-day arthropods, including crabs and lobsters. Cretoxyrhina was one of the largest sharks and a formidable predator in the late Cretaceous seas. Crocodile. They eat mainly fish, turtles, birds, and other small animals. They capture water animals in their jaws with a sideways motion. They seize land animals by the feet and drag them towards the water. After crocodiles mate, the female lays eggs. Some types can lay up to more than 100 eggs. Green sea turtle. They are one of the world's largest species of turtle, weighing between 65 and 130 kilograms. Hermit crab. Hatchlings are born in the water and remain there for a time. They molt up to 6 times to reach full crab form. Humpback calf. Ichthyosaurus. They use their fins for swimming. They lived in the sea and were incapable of returning to land. Their tails had a large crescent-shaped fin. Liopleurodon was a large species of pliosaur. It was an apex predator in the Upper Jurassic seas around 160 to 155 million years ago. It grew to about 6.5 meters and it was a relative of Pliosaurus and Kronosaurus. Lobster. They have 2 big claws and 8 walking legs. Blue-ringed octopus. They are usually nocturnal, emerging at night to hunt crustaceans and small fish. The brightly coloured rings are a warning to would-be predators. Blue sea dragon swallows air bubbles that allow it to float on the ocean surface upside down. So the interesting blue and white colour is actually the bottom side of the blue dragon. Seahorse, they come in many colours, varying from grey, orange, brown, yellow, red and black. Shrimp, they will eat algae, dead and living plants, worms, fish, snails and other dead shrimp. Cuttlefish, Crustaceans, Basilosaurus, Basilisk, Octopus baby, Sea star, Kronosaurus, Mosasaurus, Axolotl, Emperor penguin and chick. Horseshoe crab, Nautilus, Cephalopods, Helicoprion, sea lion, piranha, sailfish, goblin sharks, narwhal, weedy sea dragon. Please stay and watch another video with me. I love to read and will always reply to your comments. Thank you for watching my video. See you again soon. See you guys in my next video.